Hi everyone. So here I have a idea on invent or don't invent on Facebook. This is my page. If you haven't already visited it, um, go ahead and do so. This is how it looks like from the front, like the landing page concept. Create creativity takes courage. So that's how it looks when you first land on it or go on it, visit it, whatever. But anyway, I want to talk a little bit about this. This um, basically, I think I gave it a title. It says durable and non-crackable cement idea uh, for roads, buildings, and just about anything else that's out there that we use to build stuff with, right? With concrete. Um, but my idea was kind of like a freeway cement truck um, pour like a pouring yeah this I seen it right now. um, it's basically watch, let me go back. I seen it, this right here, high highway concrete machines at work. So I'm gonna open that in a new um, tab, and I'm gonna just turn that off now. Basically, this is the idea that I was kind of thinking right here. See how this is basically forming this here, right? So this is what I could see for for our for our future. So instead of using our own mixture and glue and stuff like that, basically the machine will accept rocks nearby and the machine will melt them down with um, with electricity, and that electricity is basically just power, and is powerful enough um, to melt the rock down, and basically it will act like a volcano, um, and it will be like this. So see, the machine will melt the rock down at this temperature, this degree. The machine will basically lay the molten lava like this on the freeway, and as it hardens, of course, it will be rock solid. And now, if for whatever reason, they need to cut through here to, lay a pipe down or whatever, well, now they can get the machine, um, you know, you know, do a measurement of whatever they want cut out, and they'll be able to easily melt it down. And this is with the assumption that electricity is not an issue, is not a problem, um, and it could get the road this hot, and as it cools, it will look like this. Um, and then of course, the paint and stuff like that would go on. Um, so that was that idea that I thought of for the future of our roads. And of course, I was thinking durable and non-crackable cement idea. So the cement, it would be like an existing rocks that that scientists or people that study rocks can find, and maybe using different types of rocks to experiment with this, melt them down, um, and then letting it cure, and then testing the durability of those rocks. And I know this is like far fetched. A lot of people won't consider this as reality, as something that can be done, but it is. Especially now with the electricity that we have, we are able to get um, to this level. And another interesting idea or concept is like glass melting. So this is another one, and as everyone knows, there's this hot oven, and that's what I'm talking about. That's what the machine will basically do. So it'll be portable. It'll be super super hot. So yes, like people that are smart would have to do this and handle this type of concept that I kind of thought of real quick. And see here how it's like laying it down. So that's how it would basically be on the road. It would be super super hot like that, like an amber. And um, as it cools, it would just be a road. So yeah, that's where our technology is taking us. Where the power that we can have or we can get through electrical means, um, you know, it could do this like nothing. And I remember in the Bible, um, it said something about the streets of gold. Um, Gold in the Bible. And remember that other verse where it says, "A new heaven and a new." No, it said something about on earth that is in heaven or something like that. Um, let's see, it says something about streets of gold. Um, I had to find it. Watch. The great street of the city was of gold, as pure as transparent glass. So that's in the Bible, people. Um, so think about it. What is transparent right now? Glass. I don't know what this is, but it's glass. It's transparent. Once it cools, it's transparent. But when it's hot, it's like gold. It's super super yellow. Um, so that's another uh, cool catch there in the Bible. And then with today's technology, we are able to understand that a little bit more. Um, and I thought it was interesting, and I thought I would just share this with you guys. And not just that, but there's also for for researchers, scientists, like people like this that study rocks and stuff like that. I was thinking because okay, let me talk about it a little bit more. So there's um, gold purification. Basically, the 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 process here is the refining of gold with a fire. So look at it like this, for example. So you have, give me a minute. So you have different layers, and from from what I understand, I can't find an like an example that I could show you guys, but it's basically um, gold refining um, uh, like diagram or something like that, like something where I could get a an illustration of what's going on in the fire. Um, See, it's something like that, like the good stuff or the most heavy metals go to the bottom of the heating process, and then the the stuff that's not um the stuff that's not the stuff that's not like good, that could be tossed away, flows to the top. So with that in mind, people will be able to create these basically like these things here, something like this, and they'll have levels, and they'll know exactly where the gold's at, what is what, and basically they'll basically throw a bunch of rocks and stuff into this and scrape off the top layer that has nothing, no benefit whatsoever, and then they'll basically throw that away to mine gold and precious minerals at a faster rate, and this is with the assumption that energy is like a perpetual motion type of generator to generate electricity. And a lot of people wish they had that, but why? Well, this is a reason why right here. If we had that right now, and if energy wasn't a problem, then we would be able to use that energy for things like this. Okay, so that's where my mentality is at. It's not, oh, where are you gonna get all that energy from, and it's gonna require a lot of money. No, I'm past that. Okay, so now you have a machine, and basically all it is it's one of these things here that separates the good stuff from the bad stuff, and it's cleaning it all out. So you're left with um, clean raw minerals that we as people can use for science experimentations. I know gold is used on now it's used on like gold is used on like technology right there. Boom. So electronics, because gold is such an efficient conductor, it is widely used in electronics. Solid state electronics are susceptible to tarnish and corrosion, but gold can transmit the currents without risk of corrosion. Space technology, gold is used by NASA and their space shuttles, and a bunch of other things. So, you know, with the idea and the also the concept of self uh, drivable cars, um, there's self-drivable cars, and that is also a electronic electronic um, idea or concept. So our streets are going to become electronic, like a motherboard, and a motherboard is basically an electronic um, uh, uh, um, like like this right here with a bunch of little things and program little things, so later on our streets are going to become like this, and it's already like that. You see all these little roads here, and they're like signals or veins like in our body that send information from one end to another, and that's how the computer operates and communicates, um, from one section to another or whatever. So that's the idea that I was kind of having in my mind, envisioning, and that's where everything is going, people. They're self-drivable cars, so that means that the roads are going to be um, programmed in a way. So yes, this is where like everything is leading to and everything is going. But yeah, that's about it, honestly, um, with the things that I was kind of thinking, and and it's just been on my mind for so long, and I wanted to like basically get it out, talk about it, um, and like I don't know, like there's other like uh, metals that are um, um, filtered in a way through fire, fire, like a certain like a certain degree or something like that. Like it's at a certain degree that it will separate itself, like kind of like water and oil. So there's different stages, or there are different levels, and people that study this understand exactly what I'm talking about. Um, but yeah, like I can't really find it. I was hoping that I would be able to find what I'm kind of talking about, but I can't find it. Like oil and water, um, see, like this. So in a way, this is what's happening um, with um, with the re- refining of these rocks and other minerals that you throw in a in a thing like this. Um, shoot, can't even. Yeah, something like this. Something like this was really going on with all this hot stuff and all this crazy stuff here that you see with all this. It's basically like this, like a more understandable concept. It's just whatever is lighter, but in this case, it's the opposite. Whatever's heavier goes down, obviously, right? So that means here the oil weighs less than the water, I'm assuming. So so that's why it floats up. That's why it's up here. And then there's other science experiments where people can actually create multiple layers of different different oils and different things, like how you kind of see here. Um, and that's what's basically happening, though. The heat will put all the gold, like say on this level, other minerals on a different level and different level, and this they know is no good. From here on out, it's no good. So basically, what they would do is create like a hole here, like a nozzle or something to allow this to get flushed out, and then that will go in the garbage. That will be processed out, and it'll basically be a filtering system. From here, say from here in here, it would be gold. So from here to here, basically what they'll do is they'll create another nozzle to filter from this point on out, and that's how they'll keep the gold. And then another layer. and then that's how they'll be able to filter this stuff out, and it'll go to different like mining facilities, mining stations or whatever, and further you know processes can be performed to extract whatever mineral that these companies need or whatever. Um, but yeah, that was basically um, a little idea, and I know a lot of people are already doing this type of stuff, but that's what I could kind of see for our future, um, and our roads and stuff like that. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but that's how it will be later on. Um, we'll basically throw the rocks. They'll get super hot, and they'll come out like this. And they'll basically, because here all it is a chemical reaction, right? That's all it is. So the chemical reaction is wet right here. So if you add your hand, if you put your hand there, what will happen? You're basically gonna have your handprint there. When it hardens, it will stay like that permanently, unless you do some other crazy stuff to it. But you know, for the most part, it'll stay that way. So so yeah, that's when this idea will come into play, um, creating more durable and solid roads with little to no effort on our part. So we'll be able to create more roads at a faster rate, and with, like I said, with everything growing, with the machinery that we have today compared to 10 years ago, um, we have trucks with that can hold a lot of weight. So um, you know the collection of rocks will be already planned ahead. They'll go dump it on the machine, and then it'll heat it up, throw it out. We probably won't be able to um, be around this type of heating, this heat area, maybe to some degree. So if that's the case, well, we have um, self-drivable cars. So we'll have a self-drivable machine in a way that can be operated from a distance, like a remote control type of concept. And yeah, so yeah, that was this idea. Um, and then I also had another idea with um, well, with a bunch of things, but for now, I think that's all I'm going to be talking about. All this stuff here. So you know, there's a lot of cool things that God is giving us through His Word, and through us growing and as a people, and with all the technology and things like that that people have created and passed down from one generation to the next, all the way to us right now, to the current. Um, and now, when you read this, the great street of the city was of gold, as pure as transparent glass. So, transparent glass, maybe later on, the roads will be some type of glass that will be durable enough to hold, um, you know, a vehicle without cracking it, without breaking it, without um, you know, hurting oneself with it, like glass would, like broken glass would, or um, like like um, like this, right? So it will be this type of concept, like the Bible says, um, transparent, like transparent glass. So we know exactly how glass is made. And if I could find it right here, as pure as transparent glass. Like, what does that mean? What did it mean back then? Well, we have an idea now. We know what a transparent glass looks like, and we know how it's made, and it's made um, through through the through the process of with with fire and stuff like that. So yes, it's pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool. Um, and it's so I think I think with even the heat from the sun, it gets like what 3 digits, 120 degrees sometimes. So I don't think that's hot enough for the streets to melt. And you hear of like streets melting from sun exposure. Um, oh my god, I can't even find it. See, like right here, there's more better ones over here. See, like right here, there's it's melting. So I think with this process of what I'm talking about with the volcano type of concept, it just the heat itself with um with the uh with the heat of of the process of making a street like that with something super hot like that, it will require a much more uh, um, hotter degree um, to melt the street, the actual street. So the sun exposure probably won't be able to melt the street like these images here. It won't be able to do that. Um, and yeah, some places it gets really hot. So so yeah, that happens. But I'm kind of done talking about all this stuff. That's all I really had to share, and that's how I personally see the future going with road making. Um, but of course, right now, this is reality, and this is how it's done right now. So, you know, I'm not talking crap about this, and if it does come to this way that I shared, um, then praise God. These people, these companies will still be in business. These people will be the ones that do it. I'm not saying I'm gonna do it. I'm just saying this is where I personally see us building roads in the near future. Um, and then with the self-driving cars and everything going to you know, towards technology and stuff like that, with the self-drivable cars and stuff like that. I even made talked about it in here and invent or don't invent. I had an idea where, um, later on the garbage disposal will be self-drivable vehicle, a self-drivable trash um, um, trash truck, and basically it will be like the self-driving vehicle. So it will basically go pick up the trash and then take it to the dump like this. It'll pick it up, and it's better to experiment with this idea for self-driving vehicles, in my opinion, because they're super slow. You have to drive slow with these. They're not a fast-moving vehicle, but they are heavy and they are dangerous in a way. Um, but yeah, that's just like what I kind of see in the future. And I didn't read this, so I'm gonna read this here really quickly. Quick Crete and other science labs should experiment with the breaking down of rocks and glue them together to monitor which type of minerals will work better in long-term definition without cracking or breaking apart to offer longer lasting streets for ages to come. I'm thinking the stronger rocks to break down, the better to use in this case for experimentation purposes only. So, yes, it would require a lot of studying which rocks get harder once melted and things like that. But I'm gonna leave that to the professionals. This was just my idea that just like crossed my mind, um, and I just felt like sharing it with whoever would like to listen to it and hear it. So have a blessed day and God bless everyone. Bye.